The Kremlin warned that a conflict would erupt between Russia and NATO if its European members sent troops to fight in Ukraine, just a day after French President Emmanuel Macron said deploying soldiers was not off the table. Kremlin spokesman Dmitry Peskov told reporters Tuesday that because NATO countries were discussing sending troops to Ukraine, that Russia needed to not talk about the probability, but the inevitability of a direct conflict. Peskov's comments were directed at Macron, who hosted a meeting of some 20 European leaders in Paris on Monday to discuss the war in Ukraine. While the French president said that there was no consensus on sending troops to the front lines, he added that nothing should be excluded in terms of making sure Russia does not come out the victor. Peskov warned the West to consider whether fighting in the Ukraine and risking a war is in the best interest of its citizens. News that the European allies were considering sending troops to Ukraine was broken by Slovak Prime Minister Robert Fico prior to the Paris conference. Fico, who has previously opposed sending military supplies to Ukraine, said his nation would not take part in such a tactic, with other NATO members following suit. A White House official said that the US, which along with Russia holds the largest arsenal of nuclear weapons in the world, has no plans to send troops to fight in Ukraine. Along with the Netherlands, Germany has also dismissed such a plan, with Chancellor Olaf Scholz openly rejecting the idea on Tuesday. Germany is one of Ukraine's biggest supporters in Europe, but Berlin has been worried about escalating tensions with Russia, and much like the US, debates have stalled the supply of weapons Kiev has asked for. With fears of Russia's encroachment into Eastern Europe, Sweden has finally joined NATO after 200 years of the nation's military self-reliance that has kept it neutral throughout global wars. Sweden's membership suggests the peacemaker nation, which has stood at odds with conflicts inside other NATO countries over humanitarian issues, is wary of standing alone against a possible Russian invasion, similar to the situation Ukraine finds itself in. While NATO bolsters its forces with the addition of Sweden, officials have reiterated that the alliance does not seek a direct conflict with Russia.